Okay, so got so much stuff all over the place. This is kind of like an ad lib live. I'm on here, kind of. There we go. Okay. All right, my beautiful friends. Let's just set the tone with a little prayer. Hi there, I am well. Let me know where you're tuning in from. All right, beautiful people, let's just have a little bit of an affirmative prayer. Let's just ground ourselves and affirm that we are whole, that we are healthy, that we are complete. As we renew ourselves spiritually, we know the truth of ourselves. We know the truth that we are the divine strength of love of our source. And we bring that love into the world as we focus on that. And we let that be our guiding force, that vibration of love and wholeness. And we listen to the voice of love and wholeness rather than that of the pain body, the voice of fear from the ego. And we have the strength to pause in the stillness, to listen to that voice that guides us for our highest good and our soul's deepest purpose, which is the atonement, which is coming into oneness together. We are here to communicate with each other and find our way home back to love. So may that be so. And may today's live rejuvenate our spiritual center so that we can come back to love, treat each other with kindness and love, and see the truth of each other, regardless of what's being acted out. The truth is that we are the strength of divine love. We are whole and complete. And together we matter. Together we are whole and complete. So we bless people by seeing the wholeness of each other, by seeing the love nature of each other. So my beautiful friends, may that be so. Aho, amen. So let's just get into our heart centers here. And just for those of you who are new, my name is Rebecca Abraxas. I'm a metaphysical minister, a sound therapist, and I teach light workers and people interested in sound how to use their voice to be sung by the divine love that we are. I do metaphysical speaking. I help people, work out their subconscious blocks through voice. And so I help people with spiritual renewal. And we do it through fun ways like using the voice and drumming and crystal bowls to calm the nervous system, to harmonize the chakras, to really get these parts of our existence calmed and harmonized so that we can come into the truth of ourselves, which is the base of everything, our spiritual center, where we are all connected and all unified in. And so choosing from there is really important. It's really important. So let's just come into our heart. This sound helps the physical body relax a bit, calms the mind. Thanks for the follow. Okay. Hi there. Welcome. We have someone on YouTube. Welcome. And guys, yeah, whether you're on YouTube or TikTok, welcome. It's a Thursday morning here. We're just coming into our heart center with this F bowl. This note is an F. So just take this in. The consistency of the crystal bowls calm the brain waves. Okay. And this particular note brings us into our heart center. Thank you. Hi, Emma. Thank you very much. So we are just starting to build. We just started this live. And so if you want to press the share button or come on in if you're just perusing. Hi, Emma. Nice to have you here. Be sure to press that like button and share it with a few people that might enjoy this. I am doing well. I'm doing well. Inspired to be with you all today. Inspired by my spiritual quest. So this helps us come into that receiving mode, because what I'm going to do right now is read from the Course in Miracles. This book is a foundation for inner peace. It's basically mind training for inner peace. Has anyone ever? Hi, Amy Boo. Have you started your live? Have you just Yes, I just started it. We just got on here. We did the affirmative prayer. We did a little bit of this F bowl to get us into receiving mode. And here we go with today's lesson. And we'll see here's okay, so welcome. Come on in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And just put your favorite emoji in there. All right, let's get those comments going. So put in your favorite emoji and where you're tuning in from. Emma, I know you're in Ireland. I'm tuning in from Colorado, Boulder County, Colorado. All right. So one of the ways you can use sound therapy is not going to enlighten you. It's not going to bring you to God. It's going to allow you to calm the physical experience so that you can come into your spiritual center and know yourself as God. So this bowl isn't magical. It's scientific that this frequency calms the brain waves, and it also goes into the heart chakra and starts to soften that chakra, starts to harmonize it, so that we have a more open and receptive nature. Because what I'm about to share with you, if you have a closed heart and a closed mind, you're not going to get the teaching. And so what we do, we use, as a sound therapist, we use techniques and we use frequencies to talk to other frequencies and basically manipulate vibration. So that's what I just did. Hi there, good day. I did do a subscriber live at 9:15 to about 9:35, and I didn't get any subscribers, but I'm happy to have some subscribers here now. So yay. Annie, how are you today? If you want to see the opening affirmative prayer, definitely go back to YouTube. And guys, if you are following me here on TikTok, please go follow me over on YouTube as well, because I'm kind of transferring over to YouTube, and I don't know what's happening with this app. So please definitely go follow me on YouTube. Okay. So today's lesson, I'm on lesson 38. Now let me catch you up a little bit. The lesson today is, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. This is a beautiful lesson, and let me tell you where it's steeped in. It's steeped in the the fact that we are an extension of God's mind. So we are in God's mind and we are God's mind. And in that godliness that we are whole and complete and we are holy. That is what holiness is. And so when we see things and commune with people from our God self and not the fear of the ego, we are in this state of holiness. And that's what they're saying. And when we are functioning from that holiness, there's nothing my holiness cannot do. That's when we have the power that we really can function from, right? And it's the power of this unity, this atonement, and connecting this holiness with each one of us that we are in contact with. So this is what the teaching says today. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. And that would be physical limits too. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as the son or daughter of God, at one with the mind of his creator. So this book was channeled in the 50s. So they do use the pronouns he and son and things like that. So I try to mix it up because I know that's can be tough for some people. So through your holiness, the power of God, I like to say the power of love, is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God and love is made available. And there's nothing the power of God and love cannot do. Your holiness then can remove all pain, can end all sorrow, and can solve all problems. It can do so in connection with yourself and with anyone else. It is equal in its power to help anyone because it is equal in its power to save anyone. If you are holy, so is everything God created. You are holy because all things he created are holy. And I like to see holy as whole and complete, right? The ego would have us say that we're not complete enough. We need the next thing. We need the next thing. Or if we're sick, we're not whole, right? So it's like there's always something wrong with the ego. And in God, there's nothing wrong. You are whole and complete, always. He created, let's see, all things he created are holy because you are. In today's exercises, we will apply the power of your holiness to all problems. So the workbook of the Course in Miracles has a daily lesson that we do and a daily activity. And this is what we're getting into now. It's really cool. We will apply the power of this holiness to all problems, difficulties, or suffering in any form. So is anyone suffering out there? Is anyone suffering with a physical ailment? Is anyone suffering with some mental challenges? Is anyone suffering with physical and financial challenges? Is anyone suffering in any way? Write it in the comments. Just name it. Acknowledge it. Okay? Acknowledge it if you'd like. Put it in the comments. That's the first step, is to acknowledge that, you know what, I am suffering and I don't want to suffer anymore. I want peace. And so if you want peace, put a heart in the comments. Put a heart emoji in the comments. This acknowledgement is this first step. Great. It's not too bad today. Wonderful. And we can have physical ailments and we can have life in a certain way, but it doesn't mean we're suffering from it. And that's the difference. Life is happening, but we're not suffering. And that is the difference between peace and suffering. That this is happening, but we're still in love and in light, right? Okay, so here it is. Let's see. Try to make as little distinctions. Oh, sorry. I'm on the wrong spot. In today's exercise, we'll apply the power of holiness to all problems, difficulties, or sufferings in any form that you happen to think of, in yourself or in someone else. We will make no distinctions because there are no distinctions. If I'm showing up in your world, I'm a reflection of what you created, right? You guys on my feeds, you are all reflections of of my mind, right? Of my psyche. And so there is no distinctions. So if I'm suffering or if you're suffering or like we are all healing this together. Let's see. Any form that you happen to think of in yourself or in someone else, we will make no distinctions because there are no distinctions. There's four practice periods, each preferably to last a few minutes. Um, you're going to close your eyes and search your mind for any sense of loss or unhappiness. So let's do this together. So close your eyes and search your mind for any sense of loss or unhappiness. Do that now. And any kind as you see it. Try to make as little distinction as possible between a situation that is difficult for you and one that is difficult for someone else. Identify the situation specifically and also the name of the person concerned. Use this form in applying the idea today. So, this is what we're going to say to ourselves. In the situation involving this person or this situation in which I see myself, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. In the situation involving my business, in which blank sees themselves, okay, in the situation involving chronic disease, in which someone I love sees themselves, there's nothing my holiness cannot do, right? We can say that for each other. In the situation involving one of my followers here, in which sees themselves as sick, there's nothing my holiness cannot do. And so start to do this with me. In the situation involving the United States in which I see myself, there's nothing my holiness cannot do. In the situation involving immigration in which I see myself, there's nothing that my holiness cannot do. In the situation involving immigration in which our friends see themselves, there's nothing my holiness cannot do. In the situation involving transgender rights, in which my friends' children see themselves, there's nothing my holiness cannot do. In the situation involving being sick, in which I see myself, there's nothing that my holiness cannot do. In the situation involving lack and not enough money to pay my bills, in which I see myself, there's nothing that my holiness cannot do. So you see, you can put anything in there and then you just affirm, there's nothing my holiness cannot do. And what holiness means is that I am whole and complete. And I have the power of and strength of love and God behind me where anything is possible. That's what holiness is. So, this is the practice for today. So, from time to time, you may want to say this in throughout your day. You can say something like, "There's nothing my holiness cannot do, because my power of God lies in it." That bears saying again, and I'll say it slow in case you want to just write it down here. There is nothing my holiness cannot do, because the power of love and God lies in it. Introduce whatever variations appeal. Keep this exercise going throughout your day. There's nothing my holiness cannot do because the strength of love lies within it. So that is the teaching today. So let's do a little sounding. I'm going to do some vocal energy healing with the intention of that lesson. We're just I'm just going to be singing with the Holy Spirit, singing with love, with the intention of there's nothing that our holiness cannot do. Good morning, Jody. There's a really good lesson that just happened. We have kind of a not so high vibrational comment over here on YouTube, and but this is a really great teaching moment here. So I'm not even going to repeat the words, but the thing is, it's come into our view. Whatever is in our view is a reflection of something that's hanging out in our subconscious and unconscious. So somehow there's some belief system that came in that here I am. So I have an opportunity to heal this. I have an opportunity to forgive this. Okay. So this comment that is very low vibration over here, that's very not of love. I'm going to, and I have some part in co-creating it. So what I'm going to do is, what I do is I see the comment and I say, that is not the truth of them. Okay. So I acknowledge that one, it's kind of stirred my peace a little bit, but I also acknowledge that that comment is not the truth of them. That the truth of them is their holiness. They're whole and complete and have the strength of love. That's who they are. And that comment just represents a story that they're acting out, and a story that's um, somehow aligning, pushing against, or something against these stories. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forgive that person. But I'm forgiving not from superiority. I'm forgiving it because that's not the truth. And it's not the truth of me. So I'm forgiving Pete over here, and I'm forgiving myself, and I'm forgiving this whole creation that the two of us are in, and that all of us are in, because we're all like witnessing it. And I'm forgiving it because I'm choosing to tap into who the truth of them. And I feel my a little bit of my annoyance there. And that annoyance represents the separation. And I don't want to be separate from Pete. I want to commune with Pete in the truth of ourselves, which is love, which is that wholeness and holiness. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And the rest I offer up to love. I offer up to Great Spirit. I offer up to Holy Spirit. And I say, please resolve this. Please go into the unconscious and subconscious minds of Pete and myself to heal this, that he would come onto this platform of love and offer this comment. How could that be possible? Except that it's somehow attracted, somehow I co created with him. And so I bless him by seeing the truth of him. And I forgive him and me for this co-creation. And we continue on in the truth of ourselves. And so this is how the practice of the Course in Miracles works. And it offers so much peace. I commend you. That's a warrior. You are love. Thank you for that reflection. And I'm going to turn it back around, and so are you. Each one of us is a warrior of love. We're not even a warrior, right? We are just love. We are the divine strength of God behind us. And comments and these things that are out in the world that are here, use everything. Use every comment, use every relationship, use every political feed that aggravates you or gets you scared. Use everything. If it's in front of you and it creates a charge for you, you have some point of reference in your subconscious and unconscious that you're co-creating that. If it's in front of you, you're co-creating it. And so go into your mind, reiterate the truth of your holiness and the truth of their holiness. And the stories that are acted out here are not the truth. The truth is love. The truth is the Creator's love through us. We are an extension of the Creator's love. That's the truth. And then we make all these stories out of just boredom and curiosity and fear. All these stories. It's not who we are. So thank you guys. Thank you. I'm going to be honest here, guys. Awakening, your reality, your truth. You write the book. Well, that's so interesting that you said write the book. Not last night, but the night before, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning and I felt drawn to write. And one of the first things I wrote was, oh shoot, what did I do? Together we rise, awakening through unity. Now, the thing is, guys, I've been on my awakening journey and through things for a while now. And a lot of it, I started to seclude and isolate. I started to weed the garden and see, oh, this isn't for me. The thing is, to get awakened faster, go face all that stuff with this process I just showed you. Go face all of it. Go get in front of people, whether it's in lives or out in public. Go to it and see where you're triggered. Where are you challenged to still love that person? That's where we're going to have the most success with our awakening. And I have to admit, I was one of those people that just started being like, "Ooh, I just need to be around the loving people," and or I just need to be alone. And we're not going to make strides that way. What I've come to realize is that at this part of my awakening, and maybe you're here with me because this is you're part of the awakening too. It's now time to get out there and unify. It's about getting in front of people, unity and community, and it's unifying in love. And this all has to do with the term called spiritual activism. Spiritual activism is super important. I was talking to my son, my 21-year-old son about this because he's like, what do we do? How do we go? Like, how do we go help? We can't just go like ignore it and go sit on a meditation pillow. And I'm like, you're right. But you don't want to go react or act until you've sat on your meditation pillow. So you go meditate, you go resource yourself in love, you go calm down and process those emotions, those heavy emotions. And then you ask, what is mine to do? Because there's a lot to participate in. And if we just go react from our feelings, we're actually going to put more of that fear and anger out there. So we need to sit still until our soul calls us into action, until God calls us into action. Okay. So that's a really important concept. Been really feeling this energy lately, been called to get out of hermit mode. Yeah, it's important, guys. Crystal, thanks for being here and thanks for saying that. Yeah. So, guys, if you feel like this is an important message, let's all press the share button right now and get a few likes up there, and let's get this into the algorithm. I know this is the middle of the day for some people, but there's lives that there's people on here. So, thank you for that share. Uh, this is an important ministry that we're doing, and we're all part of it. So, if we're here and we're watching this, we're all part of it. This is called ministry. This is called unifying and awakening, and it's called, what the Course in Miracles calls it, is atonement or at one-ment. And we go and we find the reflections of where our unconscious is aggravated and agitated, and we forgive ourselves and we start to see the truth and we offer it up and we surrender. And thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. I do spiritual mentoring, and I also do awakened voice coaching. So if you are curious about stepping more into a ministry like this, definitely sign up for a free discovery call. We can talk about that. All right, so let's do some more singing. So, what we're doing today is we're talking about our holiness. And that word might freak some people out, holiness. The words holiness and God, sometimes we're like, ooh, there's so much religious trauma in the field that the term holiness and God can sometimes freak us out. But we need to take back our power from that, right? Those words have been bastardized, and we need to cleanse those words. God is love. God is source, right? Holiness means that we are whole and we are complete and we are divine love. That's all holiness means. Um, Thanks, guys. Ah, I love those things. Okay. And be sure to go follow me over on YouTube as well, just because TikTok is a little bit unstable in the United States right now, and I want to make sure we stay together as a tribe. So head over to my YouTube channel, my bio link, and be sure to follow me on YouTube as well. It's Rebecca Abraxas High Vibrational Living today. That's what's over there on YouTube. And there's 1,000 videos, free videos for you over on Big Love. Hi. Oh, you're over here. Salty Serenity's over here. Hi there. All right. So let's tune into that holiness. And we're reclaiming that word. And what that means is we are whole, we are complete in the love essence that we are from the God and source extension that we choose and we say yes to. That is the atonement. That is the at one ment. Okay, that is the unity community that we are doing right here, right now. And we're going to sing that. Okay. And so here we go. Let's see. Hey, sending good vibes and positive vibes and prayers. Thank you so much. And I'm sending that right back, Salty. Here we go. So tune in, close your eyes, tune into your wholeness, your complete loving nature. Tune into the truth of you. Okay. And we'll sing and receive from there. Ooh, hey, ooh, ooh, I love all those hearts. Hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, We are whole, we are love, we are whole, we are love, we are holiness. We are whole, we are love, we are whole, we are love, we are holiness. We are whole, we are love, we are whole, we are love, each one of us. We are whole, we are love, we are whole, we are love, each one of us. We are whole, we are love, we are whole, we are love, we are whole, we are love. Hey, yeah. Thanks, guys, for all the glitter and stuff like that, and all the likes and the shares and the follows. I appreciate it. Beautiful people. The most important lesson that I've received recently from the Course in Miracles is that we bless others by seeing them in their holiness, by seeing them whole and loving and complete. Now that's easy when you see someone smiling at you down the street, but it's not so easy, say, with the guy that made the comment. It's not so easy when we see someone breaking up families and deporting like innocent people, and innocent people are getting hurt, or it's not so easy when you hear someone's rape story, or sex trafficking. It's not so easy when things seem more horrific that you can see the perpetrator in their holiness. But that is what is required for us for the atonement. That is what's required to see each person, despite the story they're acting out, as whole and loving and complete. And it's hard. The first time I studied the Course in Miracles, I was 28. There was like 120 of us in the room. It's a year-long study. By the end of the year, there was only 6 of us. Because the Course requires us to look at someone stealing a penny or being a serial killer as the same thing. The ego's just confused about who it and what it is. It's separate. And when we can gift someone, the blessing of knowing their holiness despite of what they've acted out, we are bringing each other home. We give them that much more. What if all the people, so many people, blessed someone in the knowing that they are love, that they are whole? Enough people did that. What would happen? Would that person find their way back? Right? So if we are privileged enough to be on this side of the awakening journey, it's our job to bless the people, to see them whole, right? If we're in the right mind to know the difference between fear and love, and we know how to get our mind back into our spiritual center, it's our job to see each person wholly, complete, and forgive them and forgive ourselves. Because if it's in front of us, we have some part in the collective creation of it. So this is the hard pill to swallow with the Course in Miracles. This is where awakening work, we drop the crystals and the tarot, we drop all the self-help books, we drop the divination cards, we even drop these things. All those are tools to kind of play in the field of spirit. But the true work is what I'm asking of you. And it's hard to do. Right? But if we use a crystal bowl to calm the nervous system, to get us more present, if we use a divination deck to get inspired and to calm the ego, that's how these are used. They're not false idols, they're not false gods. They calm us down, and they let us come to our spiritual center. From there, that's when the work begins. Someone just cut us in line. Someone just cut us off on the road. Feel that agitation. Don't bypass it. Feel it. Feel it for about 20 seconds. And then you see the truth of it all. They are whole and love, and I bless them with holiness. I forgive them, and I forgive myself, and I forgive this whole situation because I know the truth of us. I know the truth that they are love and I am love. And I surrender the rest of it to God and the Holy Spirit. And then I'm going to go about my way. Now, I'll be honest with you. On Sunday, my husband and I got in a little friction, a little fight. And then I had to go to work, and I came back, and I just was so contracted, and I was so mad. And I was just like, what am I even mad about? He even apologized. I was like, I don't even understand. So I took the day, and I just locked myself in my room on the rest of the day, and I watched movies, and then when I finally calmed down, I came to my teachings, and I was like, okay, let's do the work. Let's do the work. Feel it, forgive it, see the truth of it, offer it to spirit. And I swear to you, it resolved. The contraction, the angst, it resolved. And by that night, we were in a loving space, watching a movie together. Yeah, let's do the work. It sounds familiar. Yeah, it's guys, so the work is not going to the sound bath. The work is not the divination cards. The work is not the inspirational reading. Those are the tools that prep us. The work is what I'm telling you and what I'm sharing with you. And it's work because there's a lot out there in the world to forgive and to see the truth of. Because what we're seeing out in the world is mostly that of fear and ego. The ego is creating it from fear and separation. The truth is underneath all of it, is the wholeness and the love. And if we bless each other with that, people start functioning more and more from that unity. It's like we fragmented, right? There's a part of God created us. God created the Christ energy. God created creation, right? And then there was a little part of it that was just like, well, what else is possible? And asked a question and got curious, and it fragmented into all our individual selves. And it got very confused. And because it was scared that it left the whole creation, it keeps trying to hide in all these simulations and individualities and all these fragments. So now the job is to basically gather the fragments and bring them back to the whole. So if you think about it, if the think of the ocean as the whole, right? The God source. And when a wave crashes and the little droplets fly and they fragment, right? Those fragments we want to bring back to the ocean. So all our individualized selves, we want to bring back to the ocean of the God source. And this is how we do it. We recognize, oh, there's a piece of love. There's a piece of love. There's a piece, right? There's a droplet. There's a droplet. There's a droplet. We recognize the love and we bring it back home. It's not the story. So beautiful, people. I've got to get on with some other stuff, and I'm so happy you joined me here today. Especially, I'm loving seeing a few more people joining us on YouTube. Guys, if you like this content on TikTok, please go follow me over on YouTube, because I just don't know the stability after 90 days of what's going to happen here on TikTok. So please go follow me over on YouTube. So we also have this is powerful. And thank you for that compliment. But if you, whatever you see in me, this brings tears to my eyes, because this is, I'm so touched to pay this forward. What you are experiencing in me can only be felt because it is you. Someone said that to me a long time ago, and I was so touched. And it's still so touching to me. Guys, we are in this together. We are creating this together, right? If it's incredible or you see something lit up in me, it's because that's in you. We are co-creating this. So please just, I receive that and then I give it back to you tenfold. Can you receive that? Can you receive that? Yeah, it is powerful work. It's really powerful. The Course in Miracles, very, I love meeting you too. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. And I wanted to address, there was one comment on here I wanted to address because it's important. Our spirit guides want us to share ourselves with others. Yeah. Yeah. And I encourage you to meet your spirit guides and see what the source of their spirit guides are. I know in my Reiki training, we had to upgrade our spirit guides. As you get more and more awake, you'll get notice that you want sovereignty. Notice that your spirit guides become less individualized and your only guide is that of Source, Holy Spirit. So see if that's the right time for you. Is it the right time to sovereignly connect with the voice of God, which is Source, which is Holy Spirit? Yeah. Okay. And so, what the Course is asking of us is that whether it's winter, summer, spring, or fall, that we know our wholeness, that we know the love that we are. And the more and more you just meditate and focus on the truth of you, I bet that depression will lift. I bet it will. But I've just wrote a blog about processing depression on the awakening journey. Go read it, okay? It's over on my website, RebeccaAbraxas.com. If you go there, this week's blog is on depression, and there's a little vocal exercise that I think will be really fun for you to do. So please go read that. It's a free blog, and it may help your depression. Please, please, someone go read it. I put so much content out there, and please go enjoy it. Please take advantage of it. Yeah, it's not easy. That's why 120 people that started Course in Miracles group when I was 28, only 6 of us were at the end, still doing it at the end of the year. I get it. It's tough. I live in a household with my 2 sons and my husband, and they're creative types. My one son calls himself an atheist, and they're not super um, into the stuff that I'm doing. And sometimes I feel like I can't talk the way I talk to you guys around my family because, so I really get it. I really do. It's definitely a journey. Most have left this earth and it's just me. Ah, yeah. Well, we have to remember, we have to have the courage to forge on. The story of Jesus is an important one for that. He was crucified. He was tortured and murdered for being a kind human being and helping people. And what we can learn from the crucifixion is that he still, as he was dying, blessed his murderers by seeing them as holy. I get, yeah, um, the metaphysical teaching from that is that nothing is more real than your wholeness and love, even in the most dire situation of being murdered on a cross and tortured for days. You know, Jesus did not let that let his ego take over. And so, because he went through that and did that and was able to hold the love and the light in the darkest of time, so can we. Be brave, borrow the strength of Christ, of God, and do what your soul is asking you to do. The excuses and the distractions, ask the Holy Spirit. I put that into the Holy Spirit to take care of. And how do I walk in the light? Okay? It's important. Yep, there's so many. Yep. You know what? People don't support me either. Like there's people that have hundreds. I've been at this so long. There's people that have like a million views. There's sound therapists and there's people that have hundreds of people on their lives, you know? I'm working with a small mighty group of 7 and 2 people here. It doesn't mean it's not worth being here, you know? I have worked both these platforms for years. I have done the marketing, I have done what they said to do. And, when we walk in the light, sometimes it's small numbers. Jesus had 12 followers, you know. So it's okay. It's okay. Not everyone's catching on. If one person does and goes out into the world and inspires the million, then I've done my job. If I'm speaking to two people here and that one person gets the domino effect and they are somehow heard in the world by millions, then we've done our job. We only need one other person because two or more people create a reality. Two or more people create a reality. We're eight here, 10, 9, 10. Like we're about 10 people here, right? That's making an expansive reality of love on this planet. That's all we need. So, yeah, I'd like my ministry and my business to have thousands of people, and that's not in the plan right now. But I'm speaking to someone. So, and that person might have the ability and the might have the path to go speak to the million. So please keep that in mind. And there's a lot of disembodied souls that are stuck here that need this message too. Sometimes we're speaking to disembodied entities and they need it too. So there's that. It's good to have a small circle. Those are the people who will support you in the time, protect you. The Buddha only had five. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Guru Jared. Thank you. Appreciate that. Exactly. Exactly, guys. The most deep work is probably going to have the smallest funnel, right? Because what it requires to do what we're asking is detach and give up your material world on some level. Give up the drama, give up the ego's games and manipulations. And that's hard to do because we've defined ourselves by a lot of those modes. And to give up our individuality is hard. It's hard. So, yeah, we need to detach from the material world. And that's hard to do. So, we're not going to have huge followings. The people with huge followings are like, I'm going to teach you how to manifest in this material world, and you're going to have your yacht and your, this and that. And people, that's what people want. But, it's a doorway. It's a doorway to their spiritual witnessing and their personal power. And that's fine. Michael Beckwith talks about 4 levels of awakening, and the one of them is manifesting, right? That's the doorway to channeling, and then that's the doorway to being. And what I'm asking people to do is be their wholeness of love. And in being, we kind of give up on individuality. So it's okay. There's stages and levels of awakening, and the manifesting world is one of them. And if you kind of feel that one feels empty, then you go into the channeling and the being, and it's all perfect and good. I'm 1980s teen. Me too. When were you born? I was born in 71. All we can do is do best to provide comfort and calm for ourselves. Yep. It's like being worldly things and get attached, and then being here, how living in the illusion. I know. I was 1970. All right, Eric, I'm right there with you. Let's see. It's like being in worldly things and get attached, and the not being here now and living in the illusion. I know. And so the Course in Miracles talks about how do we participate, right? We are living the dream. How do we participate? So it's not real. It's an illusion. It's a dream, right? It's a hologram of our mind. So if our mind is creating the hologram, then what are we creating with? Are we going to create it from the mind of the ego or the mind of wholeness and love? And then from there we participate. Now, I just bought a new program. It's about spiritual mentorship, and I really loved how she laid out her whole program and Part of me got it just to kind of look at how she created her program. But the other part's like, you know what? Maybe this will be fun to do some more learning. But I sat with it and I sat in meditation for probably a half hour to see if this was of ego or was this of love and wholeness. Was this a way to participate in the hologram and not based on fear? Because yeah. So, you know, when we're participating and living in the quote material world, we want to see, am I going forth because of fear, or am I going forth because of wholeness and love and the fun of participating and seeing what's next, right? Um, if I could be paid for, if I could have all my financial needs met by just ministering with my voice and with teaching spiritual guidance, I would do that. And I'm going to do that, but through like a program. I think I'm going to create an online program. But I digress, guys. But my point is that we got to participate, right? Or we just, a lot of these kids are saying, "I'm going home now. Like I don't want to be here anymore." Um, Whatever we do, we have to make our choices from love, not fear. Oh, 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 oh. Can I suggest that we don't use the word can't? I hear you. You can. It's just not clear yet, right? I'm trying, but the path is not clear yet. Let's take that I can't do it out of the equation, okay? And when we're in that space of I can't do it, this is a place to get a mentor, okay, that holds you accountable, that you can immerse yourself with the material of spiritual renewal practices, and something that a process you can repeat and repeat. So if I'm hearing people say, I'm trying, but I can't, get over there to the free discovery call. All right. You'll get some benefits from it. And then you'll hear about some other ways that you can do programming to help you get out of that can't stage. All right. Yeah, I can and I will. And I'm understanding the situation and open to rewire. Beautiful. Yes. Rephrase that. And serenity, if you continue to just feel this, I just can't, please sign up for a free discovery call. Let me give you some bullet points. Let me hear about why you think you can't, and we'll take it from there. This is what spiritual mentoring is. Spiritual directorship, spiritual life coaching. This is what that is. And it's important because we can get stuck. We can get stuck and we can feel defeated. We can feel defeated by the ego. And sometimes we just need accountability and some support, and that's okay. You have many mentors. Okay, then lean on them. Lean on them. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody lean on. I know we have a lot to learn from everybody. That's a beautiful perspective. That's a beautiful perspective. I honor you for that. All right, guys, I could talk to you guys all day long, but I gotta I gotta make something happen in the hologram. All right. I'll see you next time. All right, let's stop. Let's end YouTube. We got that. And then we can